Good morning, this is Jim, 5714 Collector. I wanted to bring you a video on Friday morning, the day after Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a great holiday yesterday and enjoyed the day off from work if you had it. And I just wanted to bring you a video this morning about a special player in my collection. I probably have shown one or maybe two of his cards, but I just want to do a quick take and talk about Tony Conigliaro this morning. Tony C, as everybody knows, was a very good ball player for the Boston Red Sox, and he also had a half a season with the California Angels in 1971. Tony C, of course, everybody knows his tragic story. Tony was born in 1945 in Massachusetts, signed as a hometown player with the Red Sox, and came up with them in 1964 and hit 20 home runs for them. Had a pretty good year that year. I think he had 52 RBIs, and I'm going to show you his rookie card this morning. I believe I've shown this, but I want to show this again since we're going to talk about Tony C a little bit. So there's his rookie card, and then the back, and that's pretty cool looking. Been a Tony C fan. I've read his story, seeing it through, that he co-wrote. Very well aware of what happened in his career. Here's his 1965 Topps. And that's a pretty cool card there. I wanted to show that this morning. I'll take a look at that this morning. He was the youngest player, at least in the American League and maybe in the American League or Major Leagues, who led the league in home runs, 32 in 1965. And I've got my cards mixed up, so I apologize. Here's his 1966 and the back of that card. And then here's his home run leader cards. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to show that this morning. That's a pretty nice looking card. It's got Tony C, Norm Cash, and Willie Horton. And let's show the back here just so everybody sees it. Probably a little bit of glare on it. So Tony C, in the first couple of years, I think he's the youngest American League player in history to hit a home, have 100 home runs. I think he did that at the age of 22. So Tony C had a very great start to his career. Here's his next 1967. And the back, this is the year that on August 18th, 1967, Tony C got hit in the eye by a Jack Hamilton fastball and was out for the rest of that season. And also he missed all of 1968 trying to work his way back into the lineup from that tragic injury that he had. Everybody, any baseball fan, any Tony C, any Red Sox fan has seen that picture over the years or seen it on YouTube. And it's just horrible, disgusting, just a nasty thing that should never happen to any Major League ball player. I know the Ray Chapman story also from 1920 when he played with the Indians or the Naps. I don't know what they were called back in 1920. He was struck in the temple by a Carl Mays, maybe a spitball, and died the next day. So that's probably the worst tragic story in Major League Baseball history. Tony C being right up there, and it's a sad story. Maybe in my opinion, he was probably on his way early on to a Hall of Fame career. I know he had 166 career home runs. Here's his 1968 Topps card. And that's a pretty awesome card. I have this card graded. I think it's in a PSA 7. I figured I'll just show the non-graded one. One thing I've always done after reading his book, and once I really got into collecting his cards, Tony C always sat up on my bookcase. I always had a spot in the middle of my bookcase with Tony C's cards right in the middle, just to honor his legacy. Here's his 69 Topps. He came back in 1969, won Comeback Player of the Year, had 20 home runs and 82 RBIs for the Red Sox that season. And here's his 1970. And if you look at his eye, you can see still that, he had some issues and all that. But this one has the price on it. Here's the back. And in 1970, he hit 36 home runs for the Red Sox and drove in 116. So he had that was his last great season. In that off season, he got traded to the California Angels. Here's his 1971 Topps. And the back of that, he played not a lot of games that season. I think he hit 4 home runs and he retired, I think in July of that season. He was the eye injury, his vision was getting worse, so he retired. Let me just show the RBI leaders that year. And there's Tony C. with Boog Powell and Frank Howard in the back. I wanted to show you that. He did come back. He sat out the 72, the 73, and the 74 season. He did come back with the Red Sox in 1975. I believe he hit 4 more home runs, but his vision and his career was just about over, sadly. He went on to do various things in his post-career. Tragically, I believe, and I wrote it down, in January of '82, he was interviewed for a job. His brother Billy, who played for the Red Sox and the Brewers, was driving him. I think they were going back home. Tragedy struck. He had a heart attack. After that, I believe he was, I call it like in a coma. He never really recovered, and he died in February of 1990 at the age of 45. So very tragic story. Just a darn shame. It's just really sad. My friend Brent Richards showed these cards on his video about 2 weeks ago, the Monarch Corona. And here's one with Tony Conigliaro and Rico Petrocelli. And I wanted to show this card because this is a pretty awesome card to add to my collection. I want to thank Brent for showing these because I did not know about them. And also, they did a 1964 Topps. And that is pretty cool. Check that out. That's an awesome card. I'm really happy to have that in my collection. So with that, I got these off of eBay probably about a year or two ago. They did a mock-up of the 72 Topps. And what's cool about this is I have the complete set. So these cards have been sitting in my album as the last 2 cards in that set. So I've got 789, because I have the in action also. So I have 789 1972 Topps cards in my collection, because I have the Tony C cards, which I think is really cool. A couple other things I want to show this morning. I have a button with Tony C on it, and that's pretty cool. I don't remember where I got this. I've had this for a long time. Here's the back, just so everybody sees it, but that's pretty awesome. And then I have the Topps coin from 1971 also, so that's pretty cool. Just want to make sure, hopefully that shows well. I've had this in an album. And I got a couple books here years ago. This book was released in 1970, Seeing It Through by Tony Conigliaro. I read this book early on, probably in the early 70s. It got released in 1970, so I read it after that. My high school library was selling this book, and I picked it up for like, a couple dollars, maybe $2, something like that. So I have that in my collection. I've had it since. I've read the book twice. Also, I got this Tony C book here, The Triumph and Tragedy of Tony Conigliaro. So this is pretty awesome. I thought that was pretty cool in the back. So I just wanted to show that this morning. And one thing I wanted to show, and I had to look it up this morning because it's been so long. One of the first games I went to with my parents as a kid was this game here. I have a game ticket from Memorial Stadium from May 6, 1971 in the back of that ticket. And what's cool about this is they wrote the seat numbers and all that on your ticket back in those days, which is pretty cool. So I sat in section 7, row 26, seat number 12 on May 6, 1971. And what's really awesome about it, the Orioles played the Angels that day, and Tony C started in right field for the Angels. So I got to see Tony Conigliaro in person at Memorial Stadium, and I thought that's pretty awesome. So, but I thought I would show that this morning. I just wanted to talk about Tony Conigliaro, his tragic story. He was a great player. It's just a shame, something like that happens. I know baseball and any other sport, there's always tragic stories, but Tony C's is one of them. So I honor Tony C by, like I said, I put a couple of his cards in the center of my bookcase. I think that's just one of the things I like to do. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I want to wish everybody a happy and safe weekend. I know today is Black Friday. Everybody's going to be out shopping. Certainly go out and enjoy yourselves. I'm also just want to make a quick announcement. I'm at 241 subscribers as of this morning. I want to thank each and every one of you. When I hit 250, I'm going to announce a giveaway, and I'll show that when I get to 250 subscribers, I will show the cards that I'm giving away. And again, want to thank everybody. Hope everybody have a great day. If you like the video, please comment, and I make sure I get back to everybody. I comment on everybody's comments. So have a great day, everyone. Take care. See you next time.